Phil, did you guys ever do that? Look at your roster and look at who you were playing and say they could all start for me or vice versa?
Absolutely. That's one of the processes. You sort of say, it's an evaluation of competition. I think people do it weekly and look at it.
Was it Darryl Royal or who said, "You take, I'll take yours and you take mine"?
Phillips.
Bum Phillips said that. Yeah.
Bum Phillips said he can take his and beat you, and then take yours and beat his.
Phil, when we were just talking about Colorado, and I think Deion Sanders has the potential, if his health doesn't get in the way, to be an innovator in the way that college football operates and looks. But I do think that he needs to maybe look at some of the things that he's doing staff-wise and talent acquisition-wise, because the way he's done it these first couple years, I don't think is totally sustainable, especially now that Travis Hunter and his group that first came in with him is gone.
I think you said it a while ago, Paul. They lost the best weapon in college football with a very good quarterback. They had played better defense. Y'all were talking about offenses. I'm sort of surprised defensively they fell apart, because I watched them earlier in the year. They played tough. I'm a little bit like Craig. I'm worried about Deion, what he can put into it. I'm not sure how healthy he is. And that's a major concern for me. He's I think he's done a lot of things well. Yep. But when you're fighting your health, I don't think you're ever going to be at your best in this business.
So, Coach, a lot of different ways we can go, and I know we want to talk about some games, but I've been wondering about this, and what are all your coaching buddies saying about what's going on right now with this carousel? And now you add Hugh Freeze and Auburn on top of a list that was already 10-plus deep, and it just is what it is. But, man, it is crazy, and you talk to coaches more than anybody. I mean, what's just kind of the word on the street about this environment right now?
I was with Jackie Sherrill today at lunch, and we were talking. Of course, Jackie has seen a lot, done a lot, seen a lot. He told me, he said, it's never going to change again. He said the development process of college football, it's a here and now business. If you don't win that quick, 1 or 2 years, you're going to be gone. And now I say that, Hugh Freeze just hasn't done it. He's not much better than Harsin at Auburn. I think you look at the LSU situation, same type thing. They were expecting a championship by now, at least a SEC championship, haven't got it. So I think patience is not going to be a virtue for any coach right now.
When you were at LSU, did you sense the political tension? And
oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a state that they have a saying there. They say, "Thank God for Mississippi, because we won't be last in everything." and they joke about it, but it's a great state, wonderful people, but they do. I mean, the culture's different. They have some lower socioeconomic areas that are very prevalent, and politically it's a mess.
Yeah, Phil, you ever have a governor call you and tell you what to do?
I tell you what I did have happen when I was at LSU, and when I write my book, I want y'all to. Told you first. Edwin Edwards was running for governor. Hurley Hallman and I were at the airport, at the private terminal. We're going to Shreveport. We had the Tiger Athletic Foundation plane, and his plane broke down. He walked over and said, "Guys, I'm going to catch a ride with you to Shreveport," me and my campaign manager. Now, he was also the sitting governor. And I'm sitting there, and the pilot grabs me, who was a very sharp guy, still a friend of mine. He said, "Phil, we can't do this." He said, he can't get on this plane. He said, the way this state is, they'll tear him up. So we called Joe Dean, the athletic director. He goes, "Oh, hell no. He ain't flying on that plane." And I'm telling you, you think it's crazy. But when we told him, he was one hot politician. He was mad he couldn't get on that plane. And I don't think it bothered him when they fired Curly Holman at all.
He was shifty, to say the least, when it came to his political dealings, too. It's probably best for you that you didn't ride in a plane with him, Phil.
Now, listen, we played Florida State in a big game when they were number one, and we had a great game. But before the game, we're on the field. It's a great atmosphere. And it was during the time, you guys are old enough to remember that. I know you are, Smoke, that it was David Duke, who was a Ku Klux Klan member, against Edward Edwards. And there were bumper stickers. My late wife came home. She goes, "Where are we living?" What do you mean? She said, "I saw a bumper sticker today. It said, 'Please, please vote for the crook,' who was Edwards." That was your choices.
I lived in Bossier City when that happened. I was young. I was like 11 or 12 when that was going on. I remember it was before we moved to Florida, and it was a weird time. It was a very weird time.
We walked out on the field, and we had the recruits there, right? And Shaq used to always help us with recruits. And the next thing I know, I see Shaq. I'm in the end zone. I mean, he's throwing people everywhere. They were David Duke campaigners, and he was kicking ass.
Good old Shaq. He was on the sidelines just a couple weeks ago. I saw him at the LSU game.
He's a great LSU supporter.
Yeah. Well, I know we've only got so much time, so I'll just throw a bunch of rev. Like UT and Oklahoma get huge wins. SMU, the big upset of Miami. I mean, so many different things happen. What's top of mind for you? We can just start there.
I think the first thing that when you look at the Big 12, the thing that I saw, Texas Tech went into Manhattan, and that was a huge win.
Yep.
And the way they finished, they look very good on both sides of the ball. They've got their quarterback back. Obviously, he did not play against Arizona State, so that was impressive. I thought Oklahoma going to Knoxville, what was impressive. I thought that coming back from the game that they had, that they didn't play as well against Ole Miss, didn't play as good defensively, they got after Tennessee. And then, the other game that I felt like Baylor really played good versus UCF.
Yeah, they methodical. I was there 20-3. They took care of business. Houston blew a tire up in Morgantown. They got ahead of their skis, and we've mentioned pretty much everybody else. But how about
let me ask you something?
Yeah,
was the Houston game not in Houston?
No, it was in Morgantown. No, you're right. It was in Houston. I'm sorry. They blew a tire at home.
They had a blackout.
Yeah. They had a blackout. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Hey, Phil, did you ever? How often did you ever bump into Clyde Hart? He passed away at 91 when you were here at Baylor.
He, Jay Hicks and I were talking last week, and just the admiration that man has from his former student athletes and the people that work with him. I spoke to him many times. He and Art had sort of a nice connection, and just it was easy to see why he was so revered by all his athletes and what he had done. He walked soft, but you could see he carried a big stick.
Yeah, passed away at 91. We have a clip we're going to show here in just a second of him to close out the show.
Phil, what do you think is wrong with Miami?
First of all, I think their quarterback has been very erratic. I think that they have offensively running the ball. They've struggled. They've been playing lights out defense, but I will tell you, SMU, that was not a fluke win. I mean, SMU could have been ahead, in my thoughts, even more than they were. The glory days of them being a dominant team, there's something with, and I don't I don't like criticizing coaches, but Mario seems to make a coaching error in big games that really hurt them, and they weren't ready to play. I mean, I thought that was fairly obvious.
Phil, we had Jeff Traylor on earlier today. Last question for me on this. And, he and UTSA, they're kind of scratching and clawing, but he's kind of that guy. This team plays hard for him, but he is fighting it now with, are they going to get into the American Conference and be able to survive it? Money, all that. The AD loves him. Fan base is kind of getting grumpy a little bit, spoiled because what he's done.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of him and what he does with that program?
I think he's a great football coach. I played him 3 times when I was at North Texas. We beat him. We cost him an undefeated season, but we sort of snuck on him. We had 2 games, came down the last play of the game. I think he maximizes his players and their ability. I think he is. I think he is a steal for somebody because I think that program, he's doing it with peanuts. I mean, he's doing it almost by himself. And I know the AD Campos likes him, but there comes a point, his best players, he's got the running back at TCU. He's got the best defensive player, probably a first-round draft pick at Texas. I think Jeff, and I think he'll come back and finish strong. I do. I think, they might not beat UCF, but or South Florida, but I think he'll win East Carolina and the other games.
Phil, he was out there. I mean, he's telling people that they've got to spend money now or spend money later. You spend money on the coach you have and support him, or you spend money to fire him and do it. I'd rather just do it now.
Yes.
And then
and I think that when your hands are tied, I know how I felt at SMU, and it wasn't just the money, but the academics. I mean, to go out and lose games that you can't, that you can have better players by just the support, whether it be academically or financially, is frustrating as the dickens. But I will tell you something: if anybody can make it happen, coming out of Gilmer, Texas, it's Jeff Traylor.
Yeah, he's been fun to watch the success. He's climbed that ladder in college after a great career in high school. Thank you very much, buddy. You
All
look
right, guys.
good.
We'll
Thank
talk
you.
to you soon.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
bye-bye.
Phil Bennett.